your most powerful injury hacking tool. Hey, I'm Sarah from mostmotion, and I'm here with another video for every sports and fitness coach who wants to help their participants get past those issues that are causing them problems and getting in the way of the results, but they don't want to get all technical about it. So before we get into what your most powerful tool is, we just need to establish whereabouts your participants might be when it comes to injuries. So we are basically looking at their beliefs, and the reason they have beliefs about their bodies and what they can do and how capable they are and what might cause them pain is past experience, which means that the longer they've had issues, the longer they've been lingering, the more times they've happened, the older those people are, all that kind of stuff, the more embedded those beliefs are because they've had past experiences that have confirmed those beliefs. So, like if you, I don't know, you touch a hot pan and you never get taught to touch another pan in your life, you will believe that every single pan is going to be hot. Okay, so it's the same with injuries. When it happens, people have pain. They don't want that pain to happen again. So they believe that the thing that they was doing at the time will cause them pain again. And oftentimes, if it's been a lingering problem, they will know that every time they do a certain movement, it's likely to cause them pain, and they don't want to do that because bodies don't like pain. So what can be done about it? Actually, no, before we get to that, they may even have been told that nothing can be done to help them with their injuries. This has happened to me a lot. When I was treating people, they'd come to me and they'd go, well, I don't believe it's going to work because I've been told before that nothing else can be done. And that might be true for the person that they were seeing. It might be then beyond that person's skill set, but it doesn't mean nothing ever can be done about it. But that's what those people believe. So when you bounce in with your enthusiasm and your coaching qualifications and all your, yeah, let's do this, then their instant reaction to you is, no, I'm not doing that. So instantly their defenses are up, and this is what we are up against when people have injuries, whether they are in pain, whether they've had pain before, whether they've had recurring problems. Every time we come up against this issue of let's move this way, their instant reaction to you is no. Okay? So how do you change it? We create a new experience for them. And we do that in 5 steps, okay? The first thing is forget about what you think the movement should look like, okay? It's not happening. That is where their defenses are highest, when you try and ask them to do the movement that they don't want to do. Doesn't matter how many times you rephrase it in a different way, when they see the movement or hear the idea of doing that movement, instantly the hackles are up, and that puts you on the back foot, makes your job a lot harder. So the second step is to ask them to position themselves where they feel most comfortable with that particular movement. Let's say it's a squat, okay? They might not be able to squat all the way down to the floor, but I'm sure they can bend their knees at some point, okay? So that gives them the feeling of security. It gives them the feeling of being in control of what's happening to them, okay? So they're not doing what you're asking them to do in the way that you were asking them originally to do it, but they're doing a bit of it that makes them feel happy about that, okay? So the third step, now we've got them feeling all comfortable, is to add a change of direction in the movements around that, let's say, bent knee position, okay? So you're asking them to do a squat. Maybe they've gone halfway down, maybe it's less than that, who knows? But they're in a position where they feel comfortable, okay? So then we add a change of direction of the movement. So it might be that we, I don't know, ask them to move the hips side to side while they're in that bent knee position, okay? Now you might think, what has moving the hips got to do with being in a squat? What we're doing is teaching them a new experience. We're asking their body to be in a different position, which teaches them that it's okay to move in that way with their knee bent. Because the longer we leave these beliefs with people, the bigger they get. So originally it might have been, oh, well, I can't squat down and turn to the left, okay? Now, eventually, over years and years and years, I can't squat, can't bend my knees, can't do this, and it just gets bigger and bigger. So when we're trying to create a new experience, we take them to the point of comfort, okay, to the edge of where they feel comfortable, and then we give them a little bit of a distraction and a little bit more success in what they can do. So, okay, well, you can't bend all the way down, but you can bend to here and you can move like this, okay? Now we're teaching their brain to lower those defenses. We're asking their brain to do something different, and it's a challenge, okay? It's a new experience for them. It's moving in different ways that they've not done for a long time, and we're allowing them to keep control of what we're doing. So the fourth thing is to add a challenge, okay? It can be a coordination challenge. And when we give people a challenge, it gives them something to get their teeth into. It's totally different to what they would normally do. And we're still not asking them to do that squat that we were asking them to do at the beginning in the way that we were asking them to do it. So it might be, can you squat down, move your hips side to side, and nod your head? Okay? It sounds ridiculous, but when we give them that challenge for their brain to do, okay, their bodies to do, it gives them that new experience. It gives them something difficult to get their teeth into, and it totally distracts them from the idea that they can't squat down, okay? So that's really what we're aiming at. We want them to forget about the fact that they can't do it. We want them to develop this can-do attitude, and when we give them this distraction, it gives them a sense of satisfaction. And if they're capable of doing that challenge, which obviously it should be doable, then it gives them a feeling of success as well, which then changes them from this I can't do that attitude, go away, I'm never going to do that, to actually I can do this, and that was quite fun. Okay, so the fifth thing is to try the original movement again. Okay, so when you've ask them to do their pared down version of it, you've given them a bit more of a challenge, they've moved in lots of different ways, they feel like they're more positive in what they can do, then we can ask them to do that squat again to a level that they feel comfortable at. And it may well be that they could go further than they could before. This, again, drives that feeling of success, which will drive their feeling of achievement. And that is how we break the cycle of people being in pain or feeling like they can't do this because of my bad knee or whatever. Okay, so your most powerful tool, your most powerful injury hacking tool is applied variety of movement, because that's exactly what you were doing in that squat situation. Okay, and this works for individual people. It works for groups, because you just need to assume that somebody in that group is struggling with that movement. Okay, when you have that in your head as you're teaching a group, you can say things like, if you can't do it this way, do it like that. Or you can just ask the group, bend your knees to the point where you feel comfortable, and let's see if we can move around like this. Okay, that gives those people that didn't want to tell you about their issues, that it gives them that feeling of control. It gives them that sense of feeling that you care about them and that you're asking them to improve. Okay, and it also works for people that you can't even see training. All it takes is a video of a demonstration and you teaching them, assuming they have problems with what they're doing. Okay, it also works for people in pain, and it works for people not in pain. And the reason for that is because you're not asking them to do anything that they're not comfortable with. Okay, so applied variety of movement is the cornerstone of the SMART injury prevention methods. And if you want to know more about those methods, then you could go to mostmotion.com and you can find out all about the methods there. And if you want to join our community of like-minded coaches who are all learning together and sharing some really cool ideas over in the Facebook group, you can join us at injuryhackers.com. Okay, so I'll put the links in the description or in the comments or somewhere, and hopefully it will see you there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.